Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This channel is going to be a lot about my journey as I get a hold of my depression and my anxiety. I know that a lot of times you can feel alone when you're dealing with all of that. So my hope is that these videos will really just inspire someone, at least one other person, to take that step in getting better for themselves. There will also be some fun videos with my kids and my husband, because without them, I probably wouldn't be here today. With all that being said, bear with me. This is completely out of my comfort zone, and this alone I'm hoping really helps me. So let's dive right in. For this first video, I really wanted to give a little bit of backstory. That way you can all kind of see maybe where it all began. As far back as I can remember, I have always had some sort of anxiety, whether it was very severe or just simply worrying about an ambulance driving by the school. Were they going to get my parents? Did something happen? And I just couldn't get a hold of anyone. As I got older, life threw me curveballs and things just kind of got worse. When I was 17, I married someone I had grew up in church with. We had first planned to get married the year after I graduated. One thing led to another. We convinced my parents to let me get married early. So the summer before my senior year of high school, I got married. By Christmas, I was pregnant with our daughter. Everything really kind of fell apart from the get-go, honestly. We were both really too young to be dealing with a lot of the adult things we were dealing with. The pregnancy didn't help. A lot of hurtful things were said. A lot of hurtful things were done. And I really feel like that's where my depression started. I felt like a failure all around. I felt like I failed my daughter because I couldn't give her that stereotypical life that everyone wants to have with both of your parents. Felt like I failed my marriage because what did I do wrong that I could not hold it together? Felt like I failed my parents who agreed to it to begin with. I felt like I failed my ex-husband because I apparently wasn't a good enough wife, that it just fell apart. And I really felt like I failed myself because I thought I would be able to handle it. I wasn't. I didn't know what I was doing. It ended up changing a lot of my life. I didn't get to go to college like I had always planned to. And I really felt like a failure. Everything that I had planned for my life really came to a crash and halt when all of that happened. And I really feel like that's where everything kind of hit a downslope of just feeling never good enough, that I never really was able to pick myself back up from. First few years after our divorce were really rough. We were still young. We really just did a lot of things to purposely hurt each other. Luckily, we're in a much better place now. Our daughter is 12. We co-parent very well from what I think. Of course, no one's perfect. We had to go through a lot of hard things to get where we are now. When my daughter was almost 3, I met my current husband. He really is amazing. We didn't even know each other a year when we got married. It really just, everything sort of fell together. I finally was at a place where I felt safe with someone. And I'm very fortunate in the fact that despite all of the terrible things that I feel inside my head and inside my heart, none of that is because of him. He has never said anything or done anything to make me feel like that. And he is always supportive to try to help me feel better and encourage me to do things to get better. So over the last 10 years, almost of our relationship, I have been on and off medication. I feel like I get better, so I don't want to take it anymore, because for me, that's not a long-term thing. I don't want to always be on medicine. The last year and a half, I've hit a really bad spot. I started having panic attacks that just feel awful, soul-crushing. Anyone who has ever had a panic attack can tell you it is the closest thing to a heart attack you could probably feel, other than having a heart attack. You literally feel like you're dying. And I started a job 2.5 years ago, and I've done very well. I've excelled, and I've really set myself up for success in this company. But in the same sense, this anxiety and the panic attacks and the depression are taking such a toll that there have been times that I haven't even been able to go to work because I literally can't find the energy. I can't find the desire. All I want to do is lay in bed. And unfortunately, those feelings don't just affect work. They affect my kids. I have 4 amazing kids that I would literally lay down my life for. And fighting this does not make me the best mom that I can be. There are so many times where I just want to lay in bed all day and don't want to be bothered. And they just want me to spend time with them, and it's so hard. And then you just cry yourself to sleep, because what could you have done different that day for your kids, for your partner, for yourself? And it's been a really rough time lately. And I feel like it's time. It's time to do something more than just trying a medication for 6 months or a year, thinking that's helping enough, and then deciding that, okay, I don't need it anymore, because I need something more long-term. I need to learn how to handle this better, just outside of medication, for my family and for myself. I have a lot of goals for my life, and I can't accomplish anything feeling like this. And I want my husband and I want my kids to be proud of me, and I want to be proud of myself. So this week, I actually start therapy. It's a huge step. I'm not an outgoing person. I don't like to talk to people. I don't tend to like people in general, which is why this is honestly very cringeworthy, making these videos to begin with. But I feel like this is just another outlet that could possibly help me feel better, to grow in myself and help others that might be just too scared to take that first step. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. Hopefully the videos will get better. They'll get easier. There'll be good days. There will be bad days. All kinds of feelings and emotions in between. Hope you all come along on this journey with me. So, in conclusion, before I ramble on for 30 minutes about how awful I feel like my life may be, I'm well aware there are people in this world with so many worse experiences than mine, so many more worse daily struggles. But this is my story, and everyone is entitled to tell their own story. So I hope that you come along with me. I'm hoping to update once a week with my anxiety chronicles, if you will, and maybe a weekly video of something fun with the kids. Maybe a makeup video with Sarah this week, because I got some goodies in the mail. So if you will, please just subscribe down below. I do the finger point like everyone else. Hit the subscribe button. Share my videos. Maybe you know someone who's dealing with this also. And thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.